Welcome to Dallas, Texas, where this Western Conference semifinal series has shifted after two surprising games in Los Angeles. It's Game 3, Mavericks and the Lakers.
Hey, hey, baby, say the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
The Dallas Mavericks are back home at the American Airlines Center with a 2-0 lead and plenty of confidence. The two-time defending champs, how will they respond? We'll find out tonight. A raucous crowd as the conference semifinals continue in these 2011 NBA playoffs. Chicago, a big win on the road tonight to take a 2-1 lead. Boston, Miami, Memphis, Oklahoma City will both resume tomorrow. And the huge Game 3 tonight for the Lakers to try and avoid going down 0-3 here against a very feisty and gritty Dallas Mavericks team. As Dallas has put LA in a position that very few teams have bounced back from. And good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Green on hand, Heather Cox with us as well. The three-peat in some jeopardy right now as the Mavericks have been terrific. That really is the #1 story, how well they played in Los Angeles. But it's also what's up with the Los Angeles Lakers right now. They've been uneven during the course of these playoffs, and certainly right now, Jeff. And right now it seems most of the criticism is centered around Pau Gasol. Without question, he's one of the best big men in the world, but he's struggling right now.
Yeah, he has to play better. Last year during their championship run, he averaged 20 points, 11 rebounds on 53% shooting. This year in the playoffs, he's averaging just under 14 points and 8 rebounds a game. He's not been as efficient an offensive player, but it's not just him. He has plenty of help. They're 7 for 39 from 3 in the 2 games. That's just not going to get it done.
It's been a lot of different problems for the Lakers. One of them, Mark, is what to do with Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki has been brilliant so far in the playoffs.
Oh, he's dominated the Los Angeles Lakers on the defensive end. Offensively, they don't have an answer for him. They're trying so many different things, so many different ways, and so many different coverages. You take a look here. Lamar Odom's trying to defend him. Well, Powell's just too strong. Uses the body and fades away. How about Ron Artest? Bottom line is, Powell is too long. Dirk is too long, the ability to see over him. And then sometimes you're just too good. The ability to make plays over those guys. And then I'll take great offense over great defense any day of the week. Tip your hat and say, wow, it's the Dirk Nowitzki show for 2 games thus far. If you're the Lakers, you got to figure it out.
Big part of coming back from 16 down in the third quarter in Game 1. Game 2, he was strong as well. Although one of the more impressive parts of the Game 2 victory, Nowitzki in the fourth quarter of Game 2 only had 1 field goal, just 3 points. So it's more than Dirk Nowitzki. This team's defense has been strong, unselfishness on the offensive end. As we'll take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Popeyes. And some changes, of course, because of Ron Artest 1-game suspension. Lamar Odom, who's used to starting, he'll be in the starting lineup. The NBA's 6-man winner has had his share of starts this year. First one in the playoffs, however. And for the Mavericks, the veteran Jason Kidd continues to play well in yet another visit to the NBA playoffs. So we're set to go here in the Big D. Dallas, a team that had struggled on the road in the playoffs for a long time. 3 straight road wins. The Game 6 clincher in the first round against Portland. The first 2 in this series in Los Angeles. And now they're back home. Meanwhile, the Lakers, they've won 2 of their first 3 on the road in these playoffs, winning the clincher in the first round against New Orleans.
I'm thinking about it. If I'm the Dallas Mavericks and you told me Ron Artest is suspended, I'd be excited. But then you tell me that Lamar Odom is in the starting lineup. That's a problem in itself.
The interesting thing, Odom, Bynum, and Gasol rarely play together. In fact, they've only been on the court, all 3 at the same time together, 2 minutes and 19 seconds all season long. So a little bit of an adjustment.
I'm amazed at that when you talk about the versatility of Lamar Odom. He certainly can play whether you go big or small. I'm shocked at that little bit of time that these 3 have played together.
Well, that size supposed to be such an advantage for the Lakers, and most of the time it is. Not necessarily in this series against the tall Dallas team. Shot clock at 2. Marion has to let it go. Ball tipped and taken by Fisher. Fisher on the drive immediately draws the foul on Stevenson. Well, the Lakers have certainly been in so many different kind of situations over the years. Phil Jackson has. But being down 0-2 after losing the first 2 games at home is unfamiliar territory for Phil Jackson. And as the stats go, only 3 teams in the history of the NBA playoffs have lost the first 2 at home and then come back to win a best-of-7 series.
If there's ever been a team that's capable of doing it, this is a team that's more than capable of doing it. Rick Carlisle, the Dallas Mavericks, they're well aware of that. You have to seize the moment and try to capitalize on the advantages that you have.
Well, the Mavericks feeling very good about the way they play, but talking to Rick Carlisle before the game, he said, we don't feel comfortable, we don't feel good, we can't exhale. We know how dangerous this Laker team can be. Odom is on Marion, Gasol on Nowitzki. Now on the switch, Odom has Dirk Nowitzki. Pass inside of Marion, poked away. Odom looking to find inside to Bynum. Bynum had a strong game too, puts it up and in. And the first 4 points of the game go to the Lakers. Bynum creating a lot of news after game 2 by talking about the trust issues the team had as Jason Kidd knocks it down. Mark, was that something that was blown out of proportion, or was that a big deal that he said that?
I think it was a big deal, and the reason why is because he made the statement. Instead of taking it to his troops, as we talk about Magic Johnson making those statements, instead of keeping it in the locker room and addressing the teammate, he decided to take it to the media, which is something that you don't do.
And it's very unusual for Bynum, normally not that type of player that gives those type of quotes. But you can even see during the course of the game, he was trying to get his teammates to talk more, to communicate more, as defensively they were beaten badly on the screen and roll, which, Jeff, is the #1 concern for Phil Jackson coming into this game.
Well, they were so preoccupied with not coming off Nowitzki's body that they allowed driving lanes as Bynum makes a nice move to the baseline. And you've got to stop the ball first, particularly when it's Barea and Jason Terry.
J.J. Barrera comes off the bench, was marvelous in the 4th quarter. Kobe Bryant on Jason Kidd. Kidd misses.
I'll tell you what, that's 4 straight possessions of good defense by the Lakers. Jason Kidd makes a jump shot, but contesting shots, selling out, and then sealing the deal by closing out and getting rebounds. That's pretty good defense by the Lakers to start.
Chandler rebound, quick outlet to Kidd. Gets out to Stevenson, good ball movement. Nowitzki, a little fake, a 2-pointer for Dirk Nowitzki.
But I like the Lakers' mindset offensively as well. Go inside. That's how you get to the free throw line. You get shots close to the basket. That's your best transition defense instead of casting up long, early jump shots.
Bryant, the jump shot, hits the line drive.
You know, talking to Phil Jackson earlier, he says, hey, Andrew Bynum is our primary post player on the offensive end. That's saying a lot when you have Pau Gasol also on that front line. They have extreme confidence in Andrew Bynum.
By the way, Kobe Bryant with that jump shot just tied Shaquille O'Neal. As we have a foul on Bryant. Their 3rd all-time in most points in a playoff, behind Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. As we check in for the first time tonight with Heather Cox. Hey, Heather.
Hey, Mike, as you guys mentioned, Lamar Odom starting at the 3 for the suspended Ron Artest. Lamar told me today it's the first time he's played that small forward position since he was with the Clippers in 2003. He said, I'm not concerned about my offense, but he brought up the trust theme again, saying defensively, I need to trust my teammates not to leave me out on an island. Now, the reason, of course, for this suspension, because Ron Artest's foul against JJ. JJ admitted to me today that he liked the decision that the league made, that he was shocked and surprised about the foul because the game had already been decided. And Mike, he said he believes it was an isolated incident and that he and Artest don't have a history of animosity.
All right, Heather, so Artest, the 1-game suspension. You saw Nowitzki, good defense down the other end on Gasol. We talked about Gasol's problems as Nowitzki gets inside. I think the bottom of the backboard blocked that. There's good help defense there from the Lakers. Fisher on the pull-up. Chandler the rebound. Mavericks looking to force the tempo. Stevenson hits a three. Knocked a couple down in game two. Was 3 of 6 from downtown. And it's a 1-point Laker lead. Bryant trying to shake Stevenson. Good defense. But then commits the foul before any shot. So 2 fouls on Stevenson. This was the play. Game was already decided. Final seconds, final minute. And Ron Artest coming over and clocking J.J. Barea, who was immediately ejected by Monty McCutcheon. And the league reviewed it. Barea, who played so well in game 2. So the 1-game suspension as Fisher nails the jumper.
That's a good play offensively by Derek Fisher as Jason Kidd goes underneath the pick and roll. Fisher's a knockdown shooter.
Turnover, something that the Mavericks have been excellent on throughout the playoffs. Really low numbers, under 12 per game in the postseason.
There's certain guys in this league that you go underneath the pick and roll, but Derek Fisher is not one of them. This is a shot that he's made thousands of times throughout the course of his career. You got to keep a body on him and force him to be a driver, not a spot-up shooter.
And I like how the Lakers are playing Kidd tonight. They want him to have to be a scorer and shooter as Lamar Odom attacks off the pick and roll. When he turns the corner, don't let the pass come into the game. He doesn't want to drive to score. He wants to drive to pass.
Well, the Lakers shooting just 42% through the first 2 games. 5 of 9 from the field to start. The Dallas defense so improved this year with Tyson Chandler. Stevenson out to Kidd. Open 3. That's good. Jason Kidd, who late in his career has become such a good 3-point shooter, brings Dallas within 2.
But I like all this size on the floor for the Lakers. It's hard to get at the basket and score right now.
Odom has Jason Kidd on him. Bryant recognizes that right away on the mismatch. Excellent ball movement. And Gasol is fouled by Kidd. First on Jason Kidd, already 14 fouls on the Mavericks.
When you look on the floor for the Dallas Mavericks, Coach, and I'm sure you agree, you can't really tell how the Lakers defend the pick and roll with this lineup on the floor for the Dallas Mavericks. This is not the lineup that creates the problems for the Lakers defensively.
They don't really have a pick and roll player on the floor right now. It's when Jason Terry and Barea come in that their pick and roll game is outstanding.
Brewer has come on, guarding Odom. Odom, tough shot, won't go. Gasol on the comeback. All 5 stars have scored now for the Lakers. And a quick early timeout call by Rick Carlisle as Kidd and Bryant with a little bump after the whistle. And a good start for the Lakers.
I like it. They switched the pick and roll, pounded into Lamar Odom on the mismatch. Too much length inside. Pau Gasol, great job keeping it high to finish.
Birthday today.
Say hey kid. All-time great. And arguably the greatest living baseball player.
Meanwhile, you saw the shot at Dirk Nowitzki, the reviews he's getting, and everyone's always known what a talented player he is, but the way he's performing again, a lot of people talking about where he stands all-time greats. He has been spectacular here in the playoffs, so desperate to win that championship that's eluded him. Marion spinning. Fight for the rebound. Last touch by the Lakers. And a new 24 for Dallas. Chandler, he's been all season long, has kind of changed the culture defensively for this team. Rick Carlisle saying in a short time really became one of the true leaders on a veteran team as Nowitzki counting and a foul. And I think that's on Kobe Bryant. And that would be the second on Bryant. So 2 quick early fouls on Kobe Bryant.
You see off the pick by Jason Kidd. Say Kobe Bryant tapped him on that right elbow. Take a look, a better look here. Certainly did. Got caught, and Bryant got to leave the ball game as Shannon Brown comes in to replace him.
See, you don't have to leave the ball game, though. That's a coaching choice. And I know I'm beating this drum almost every game, and I'm not saying it's not the right move, because you have to judge each individual situation differently, but it doesn't have to be an automatic move to remove a guy when they get 2 fouls.
I would even say it's not the right move because he's defending Jason Kidd. You can put Kobe Bryant on Jason Kidd, who's not a threat, pick and roll or post up, and just trust that he won't make a bad foul.
Brendan Haywood and Jason Terry come in for Dallas. The Mavericks bench has been terrific in the first 2 games, outplaying the Laker bench. Triple team on Bynum. Good touch pass from Gasol. Fisher left open. And Sean Marion the rebound. Nowitzki wide open for 3. First lead of the night for the Dallas Mavericks.
That can't be your pick and roll strategy. Lamar Odom was late or Bynum was late.
Ran out to Bynum. Andrew Bynum can't get it to go, but Odom comes in on the follow.
You know, and Coach is 100% right. Can't be the strategy because somebody's got to be running to the body of Dirk Nowitzki. He's too good of a shooter. Another breakdown.
And another 3. Mavericks 4 for 4 from downtown. And a 9-2 run. Timeout, Lakers. By 3. Phil Jackson not very happy after that timeout. You see with both Bynum and Gasol.
Upset because both guys doing a little bit too much talking after the play, blaming one another. The bottom line is we went over this. You see Phil Jackson with a little slug in the chest of Pau Gasol saying, wake up, fellas. You're talking about pick and roll D. They send Jason Kidd down, so the help is there. At some point, you got to make a decision. I got to get back to Dirk Nowitzki. Also, on the other side should be somebody running to his body and stunting. Bottom line is nobody's defending the best player in white on the floor. He's a knockdown shooter and getting quality looks. That's inexcusable.
And I'll tell you what, I have rarely seen Phil Jackson get that upset and be that demonstrative. I think he's not as upset with the coverage as he is with their reaction to Bynum and Gasol looking at each other like that whole trust issue creeping back in. He's telling them both, just play ball.
Well, Bynum does so on that possession. Andrew Bynum with the bank shot for his 3rd field goal. Once again, they're starting to get the ball down low. They tried it in game 2. Terry goes back door, reverse. And then he got hit in the head. Bynum picks up his 1st.
I mean, he is hot. And I think he wanted the ball to get inbounded. I'm trying to read his lips, not all the way, but read his lips partially about getting the ball inbounded quickly.
You don't want to say some of the stuff.
No.
We check in with Heather Cox.
Well, a little bit of that argument was Phil Jackson was disappointed. Bynum called and communicated on defense. Pau Gasol did not hear him. Phil Jackson said, regardless of whether or not you hear him, you have to wait. You cannot leave Dirk Nowitzki until Bynum gets there. So even if you guys can't communicate, don't hear each other, wait until you see that help come before you leave him.
That was a problem in game 2. And some struggles here in game 3. Shannon Brown out to Fisher. Again, Kobe Bryant on the bench with 2 early fouls. Nice entry pass. Odom, count it, and 1. And the Lakers taking advantage on the offensive end of their size.
I love how this unit of Odom, Gasol, and Bynum are playing at the offensive end. The size and skill has had a huge impact on them scoring the ball in the paint, outscoring Dallas 14-0.
Gasol tips it out, and they get a new 24.
And giving up a free throw rebound is inexcusable.
And a foul on Haywood. Bynum trying to get position. Haywood a little over aggressive, although Rick Carlisle does not like the call. 2 fouls quickly on Haywood.
Carlisle upset. Coach just finished talking about you got to rebound the basketball. I like the energy and effort of Andrew Bynum on the block on the offensive end. And if I'm Phil Jackson defensively with this lineup, I would put Pau Gasol on Sean Marion. and keep Lamar Odom on Dirk Nowitzki. You're not getting hurt because Sean Marion is a guy that used to play the power forward position.
Meanwhile, Haywood sits down with the 2 fouls. Chandler back in. Bynum, 18 points, 13 rebounds in game 2. He was 8 of 11 from the field. And when he talked about what he said, deep-rooted trust issues, it wasn't just defensively communicating. It was offensively trusting your teammate, getting that pass in when it's open.
You know what it is usually? Give me the ball more. I really want the ball more. You know, believe me, all the cliches don't mean anything. It's about playing better. And if they would have made more jump shots as the Mavericks just turned it over, if they wouldn't have shot 7 for 39, there'd be no talk about trust issues. It would be about, hey, we're playing pretty good. But when you shoot bad, everything looks worse than it is.
Well, you talk about the 7 for 39. You take away Kobe Bryant's three-point shooting, the rest of the team 2 for 25 from downtown. And although they don't shoot a lot of threes, their percentage was solid during the regular season. As the ball knocked out of bounds, more substitution comes in. Barnes and Stojakovic for Dallas. Barnes, of course, for the Lakers. Our calendar for this series, ABC on Sunday will be game 4 from right back here in Dallas. Then on Tuesday, TNT will have a game 5 if necessary. Thursday, back in Dallas, game 6. And ABC, if necessary, a week from Sunday.
I'll tell you what, this big guy is putting on a clinic. His energy, giving targets, getting to his spots, that's a skilled big man on the offensive end.
And I absolutely hate how Chandler is playing him. He is standing behind him as Stojakovic is fouled. He is standing behind him at 4 feet. When the guy's in the paint, you got to get around him and make him clear the paint. There's no room to throw lob passes. This is too easy, too deep, and too often.
Well, after a player does go public with complaints like Bynum did, and as we said earlier, very unlike Bynum, you like to see a guy back it up. He has come to play tonight so far.
Oh, he certainly has, but I'd love to see him back it up on the defensive end, also rebounding the basketball, dominating like he did, early on in the season. He dominated on the boards. He dominated blocking shots. He dominated in the paint area. There's no question about his offensive ability.
Stojakovic, a terrific free throw shooter. It was a nice pickup. He's already helped them here in this postseason, a former All-Star. And there's a foul on Bynum trying to get position. That time Chandler drawing the foul, and that's 2 fouls on Andrew Bynum, who walks right to the bench as Gasol will get up. Boy, not a lot there.
That's a flop. The league will fine Chandler $50,000 for that flop. They should start taking people's money for flops like that. And by the way, I think the league also has to look at these buyouts that allow players like Stojakovic to change teams late in the year. I think it just gives too much of an advantage to teams that can have more money.
Stojakovic way off the mark that time. And a 24-second violation. Lakers had not gained possession. So now they'll take it with 2:11 remaining. Nowitzki getting a rest early. 11 quick points for Nowitzki on 4 of 6 from the field. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant and Bynum both with 2 fouls in early seats on the bench. Boy, Bynum, seen him so demonstrative on the court, both in game 2 and here in game 3.
But you like that. You like it. It shows that he cares and he's engaged in this series. Hopefully that mentality with Phil Jackson becomes contagious.
Now Gasol calling for it. Chandler up on him. Gasol backing in using the left hand. Well short.
But you see the difference. Bynum's catching it deep in the paint. Pau Gasol's catching that at 15 feet.
Terry throws it up to Chandler, and the finish with a foul. Beautiful pass from Terry, and the Mavericks tie the game.
Sending Jason Terry baseline, the blow by, forces your defense to help in collapse mode, and then throws it upstairs. I love the job by Tyson Chandler. Bring it down and then explode, and Pau Gasol says, come on, that's not a foul. Guess what? Chandler's at the line.
And Gasol picks up his first. You talk to everybody with the Mavericks, players, coaches, They all say his enthusiasm, the positive energy he brings every single day, whether it's a practice or a game, is a big part of the turnaround for these Dallas Mavericks. He has had a tremendous season in his first year in Dallas. Barnes, another missed three. It's their first attempt of game 3. Well, they have been way off the mark. Terry on the pull-up, puts it in. 7 straight points, and Dallas up by 3 as we come up on a minute remaining. Gasol, ball deflected. Excellent double team. Pau Gasol wanted a foul. Stojakovic fakes, leans in a two-pointer. 9 straight points. Gasol left-handed, count and a foul. Nice move from Pau Gasol, and Chandler picks up his second. So a number of key starters with 2 fouls here in the first quarter.
Good quick move by Gasol, faking the little handoff, drives it, absorbs the contact, and shows his ambidexterity with the left hand.
Now, again, we talked about it at the very top. Pau Gasol is one of the premier players in the world. He has been special since he's come to LA, helping Kobe Bryant and the Lakers win a couple of championships, 3 straight finals appearances. What do you see that he's not doing that he's done in the past? Phil Jackson says that he hasn't had the right energy.
Well, he's not meeting force with force. Pau Gasol is not, for lack of a better term, tough player. You know, he's playing soft right now. He's getting beat up. They're pushing him off the spots. He's not being aggressive against double teams. He's on his heels, and that's when you're no longer a top-notch player. He's got to get it back.
Marion throws up 2 air balls, it looked like, on layups, and the Lakers will hold it for the final shot. Both teams shooting very, very well from the field, both right now at 55%. Odom, bad pass. Terry, final seconds. Kidd, that's a 2-pointer. In and out. And that will end a wild first period. Lakers came out strong, went up by 5. Then Dallas came back, led by Dirk Nowitzki, who had 11 points. Dallas knocking down their first 4 from downtown. And after 1 here in game 3, the Mavericks a 2-point lead. 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series and a 2-point lead. As we begin the second period, both teams shooting very well from the field. Dallas doing it with good ball movement and getting it down low with their bigs, or Lakers that is. Dallas meanwhile doing it with the 3-pointer. As they've hit 4 3-pointers already. Dirk Nowitzki leading all scorers with 11. So Nowitzki, Terry, Stojakovic, J.J. Barea, one of the stars of game 2. Meanwhile, let's send it over to Heather Cox with Phil Jackson.
Mike, thanks so much. Coach, how do you improve on the screen and roll defense that Dallas took advantage of in game 2?
Oh, we gave up 6 3-point plays. You don't do that. That's 6 shots, 18 points. That's no good.
Coach, thanks for your time.
That's what you call a quick interview.
Very interesting. Phil Jackson putting Joe Smith in the ballgame. And Joe Smith is a guy that I think could really help this Laker team. Mid-range jump shooter, very high IQ, and a guy that can try to put a body on Dirk Nowitzki.
Smith has only played 3 minutes so far during the course of these playoffs. He only played in 12 games with the Lakers during the regular season as Terry gets inside. So with Bynum with 2 fouls, he's sitting right now. Kobe Bryant comes back in with his 2 fouls.
And it's the ramifications of the Artest suspension as well, because now Lamar Odom, who'd normally be in there, he's taking his rest after playing at the small forward. But like Mark said, hey, Joe Smith was the #1 pick in the draft. He's got some talent.
Gasol misses. Haywood can't hold on to it. Nice save from Terry. Ahead Nowitzki. How does Nowitzki get behind the defense like that? And the Mavericks with their largest lead in the early going. Smith calling for the ball. Nowitzki's on him. Hayward's on Gasol. Bryant shooting over Terry. Drills the jumper. Kobe Bryant 2 for 2 from the field. And now he has passed Shaquille O'Neal, become the third all-time playoff scorer in NBA history. He keeps going. He might pass everybody by next year. It's Terry. Nice move from Jason Terry.
They're doing a bad job containing the basketball. That was just a blow by and a grown man move by Jason Terry.
There's Smith, the 35-year-old veteran. Blake left open, knocks down a three. You have to feel good for Steve Blake, who's been such a good NBA player in his career. Has struggled a bit in his first year with the Lakers and really had a very difficult night in Game 2 the other night. But he was one of the first ones to the arena here today working on his shot. And defensive 3 seconds, so a one-shot technical.
Blake getting a wide open look off the penetration by Kobe Bryant, forcing the double team. You like the way that he stepped in rhythm. Knockdown shot. He's a shooter and gets a wide open look and makes the defense pay.
Blake, who had some wonderful things to say about Gary Williams. Blake played for Gary Williams at Maryland as Nowitzki hits the free throw. Won a national championship while he was at Maryland with Gary Williams, and says that's one of the main reasons he went to Maryland and loved him, and said he really is one of the key men in his life and what he did for him.
He's going to dedicate that three-point shot to Gary Williams. Now, but Gary Williams, and you know what I liked about him? Fire, passion, intensity, and never a hint of recruiting improprieties. That's hard to do in major college basketball now.
Joe Smith, also a Maryland guy. He's had influence on a lot of players, a lot of young men over the years. Terry on the pull-up. Boy, Jason Terry, that's what he does best. Instant offense off the bench. 9 points in 7 minutes. He's 4 for 4 from the field.
And the sad thing is you've got to play pick-and-roll defense with everybody. Joe Smith did an outstanding job of hedging and forcing him around, but if anybody breaks down, then Terry is able to get to his spot.
Shannon Brown misses. Hayward the rebound. Barea pushing the tempo. Finds Nowitzki, threads the needle with that one. And Nowitzki not that time. Hayward keeps it alive. The Dallas bench, and even forget the numbers, they're just the energy and the grit they played with. Whether it's Hayward or Terry or Barea or even Stojakovic, that's a three.
Yeah, but that's a wide open shot for a great shooter.
Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second. Mavericks a 6-point lead. And defensive 3 seconds against Dallas. So a one-shot technical for the Lakers. And we'll take a timeout.
And again, you're talking about pick-and-roll defense. Joe Smith sends him around. Jason Terry comes back. If you're Pau Gasol, you're guarding Brendan Hayward. You got to sell out and look to stop. You're talking about a Dallas Mavericks team shooting 56% from the field with a 6-point lead. We'll be back.
Countdown, and then the Thunder and the Grizzlies for Game 3. Then at 8 Eastern, ABC will have Game 3 of the Celtics and the Heat from Boston, as Miami up 2-0 in that series. Phil Jackson down 0-2 in this series and not happy with his team's defense early.
There's no reason why we should be down in this quarter. We gave up 6 3-pointers. We're a much better team than that. Much better. Our defense is 18 points coming off with 6 shots. We can't have that.
Well, it has to be a little frustrating as Bryant will shoot the technical on the illegal defense for Phil Jackson. It has been a strange year for the Lakers. We've even seen them in their championship years have their ups and downs, both in the regular season and the playoffs. This is different, though. They had that great stretch after the All-Star break when they won 17 of 18, then played poorly in the final 5 games, and they've been uneven once again here in the postseason. Kobe Bryant refuses to use the word desperate as Shannon Brown throws it in. Bryant said that's a strong word to use, desperate. Well, they're playing with some good desperation on the offensive end, but right now can't stop Dallas on the defensive end. Here's Barea, stripped and fouled. He'll shoot 2.
And the problem when you look at this Mavericks team that's on the floor and you talk about pick and roll defense, they put in 2 shooters in the corner. When you talk about Jason Terry and Peja Stojakovic, the high screen and roll is being set by Dirk Nowitzki. So you have to be all in defensively and ready to rotate and help and contain the basketball. When you don't, then you allow them to have high percentage shots. You got to get back, you got to help, you got to stunt, active hands, and make it tough. You give these guys lanes, you're going to pay the price.
Barea 1 of 2. Barea now in his 5th year in the league. A guy that wasn't drafted after a terrific career at Northeastern, a big scorer. First couple of years, he was just one of the last guys on the bench, but he's become an important player since Rick Carlisle took over here in Dallas. And what a game 2 he had. Shannon Brown knocks down a 3, and the Lakers are 2 of 4 from downtown their bench with a couple of 3s.
Last 2 possessions, pick and roll, gone away from the triangle and put Kobe Bryant as Stojakovic has another wide open 3 that he misses. I like what the Lakers are doing, putting Bryant in pick and rolls early in the game versus waiting until the 4th quarter.
Good deflection to stop a layup, but still Laker ball off the Stojakovic miss.
And Stojakovic in the last couple games has missed so many just wide open jump shots.
He's one of the great 3-point shooters in the history of the game, but injuries have kind of derailed his career late in it. Odom shot short. Haywood, good boxing out to get the rebound. Barea pushing once again. Barea drives on Blake. Won't go. Gasol chips it away. Good heads-up play from Pau Gasol. Bryant out to Brown. Brown with a 3. Way off the mark. Good hustle to get it back and get a new 24.
I like if you're Kobe Bryant here, you got to force a double team and take advantage of this matchup with J.J. Barea defending.
Brown tries on the left corner, drives in, and a whistle. He stepped out of bounds. Phil Jackson said he was fouled. Shannon Brown knows he stepped out. Well, he clearly stepped out. May have been bumped a bit by Haywood. 4 turnovers for the Lakers. They've needed their bench to come alive after being outplayed the first couple of games. They'll come out with energy here in game 3. Nowitzki back to Terry. Terry hand in his face. Nowitzki tip won't go. Haywood keeps it alive. Stojakovic, his 3rd open 3. And again, this one way off. It's incredible how a guy who's such a good shooter could struggle like that with open 3s. Nice pass, and Brown blows the layup. Boy, Phil Jackson was upset with that this layup. And a foul on Brown. Tough to get the ball away from a 7-footer. 2 fouls on Brown. Get Shannon, says Phil Jackson, as Fisher will re-enter the game.
And Bynum can't be far behind. 2 fouls, had it going early, and here he comes.
He leads the Lakers in scoring with 10. So the Mavericks will inbound, 17 to shoot. They've missed their last 6 from the field. Barea guarded by Kobe. Who'd have think that Barea would outscore Kobe Bryant in the 4th quarter of a playoff game? That was the case in game 2. Nowitzki drives on Gasol, blocked by Odom, but it was off the glass, a goaltend. And Dirk Nowitzki now with 16.
I love the way that Dirk Nowitzki is mixing it up. Fadeaway jump shots, ISO, direct line drive. That's bad defense, but give Dirk credit. He's no longer afraid of contact, and he's admitted it. I'm more aggressive and comfortable on the post these days.
Only Kevin Durant scoring more per game in the playoffs than Nowitzki. Bynum Right back out. Fisher, long three-pointer. And Gasol with a push to get the rebound. 2 fouls on Pau Gasol. Timeout past the midway point, second quarter. Mavs by 3. Dallas leading by 3 just past the midway point, second quarter. Nowitzki sometimes makes it look easy.
Well, one of the great shooters in NBA history. Here shows the three-point shot, bounces it into a 2, and then gets fouled on the jump shot, three-point play possibility, and then he's really reduced the number of threes he's taken in the last few years. But when he's open behind the three-point line, he is still lethal.
And you see what he's done so far. He had another excellent regular season, shot a career high from the field. Once again amongst the leaders in free throw shooting, all for a 7-footer. And with Tyson Chandler, feels he's become a better defender and is desperate to get back to the finals. Of course, it has been painful playoff spots for the Dallas Mavericks over the years, but they felt they had a chance to do something this year, even after the injury to Caron Butler back in January, such a key part of their team, who still hopes to come back, although it's not looking good. But a very Brazilian Dallas team, led by Nowitzki. Correa gets inside. Terry, that's good, a three-pointer. And Mark, when's the last time that you referred to a Dallas team as a gritty team, that they've become that?
With the additions, they certainly have made themselves a grinded-out, gritty basketball team with tremendous versatility. When you're talking about starters and second unit, they can play different styles, and Rick Carlisle has done an outstanding job.
Bynum is fouled. Sean Marion hit him. With 5:03 remaining here in the second. Meanwhile, we talked to Nowitzki earlier today and asked him how important is it for him to get back and try and win a championship and get that elusive title.
We came so close in 06, and it was a devastating loss to this day still. Sometimes it pops in my mind, and you know, I just want to get another chance at the big shot and be in the finals and hopefully make that memory forget. I think if I never be in the finals again, I'll always be thinking about that Miami series for the rest of my life.
And they have an opportunity here. Ball kept alive by Bynum. And you guys talk about this all the time. Obviously, every player wants to win, but certain players just hate, despise losing. Nowitzki seems to be in that category. Losing hurts him.
Well, and the way they lost in 06, up 2-0, up 13 in the fourth quarter, as Kidd lines up another 3. And also, Mike, he had 2 free throws to ice that game. And they lose that game, and then
they're going to say it's Laker ball. Everybody with Dallas ties certainly disagrees. The officials are going to check and talk to each other. Lakers want to inbound. Let's get it in quick. Yep, that's off Blake. And it should be Mavericks ball. He's always into the game. But for Nowitzki, he sees that opportunity. You can see the hunger in him the way he's played here in these playoffs. As the blue shirts that all the fans are wearing says, the time is now. Odom, nice turnaround to cut it to 4.
be a great t-shirt. The time was 5 years ago.
Foul on Fisher. First foul on Fisher. Track the most recent NBA Facebook trends. Vote for your favorite players to help them become the social MVP. Only on NBA.com/playoff-pulse. Lakers in the penalty. You have a Facebook page yet, Jeff?
No, I'm not on Facebook. But what is a social MVP? Is that a guy who goes out the most?
Social media.
Who visits the bars? Who chases? I mean, who's always...
Where are you going with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, how do you become MVP?
Mark, stop him now.
I'm trying, man. You know, like when your moms give you that look like enough?
No, I don't know. I mean, I have to say this other thing about Nowitzki. He was in, when you were interviewing him today, Mike, and he compared himself to Pete Chilcutt.
Early in his career.
And I can honestly say, I coached against him early in his career, and he was never Pete Chilcutt. And Pete Chilcutt had a good career. But this guy undervalues just how good he was and how quickly he got good.
Well, he was just a shooter, he said, when he first started. Then he had to work as defenses adjusted to him. Guy works as hard as anybody in the summer than any player in the NBA. Regal NBA countdown at 3 Eastern. Will Dallas have a commanding 3-0 lead, or will the Lakers find themselves right back in it if they can win tonight and make it a 2-1 series?
We have shown Dirk Nowitzki in about 4 pictures, and he's had a different hairstyle in each one. The one we just showed, his shaved hair. The one we showed with his stats, he had long hair. This is his normal hair. We've got to change his hair to the real time hairstyle. You can't have Dirk Nowitzki in all different hairstyles.
Well, the problem with him, he changes it during the course of the season. Most guys keep it the same all year. No, he goes all different routes.
Well, adjust and adapt. We're good.
Oh, man, you're on fire tonight.
Bryant with 2 fouls. There's that one foot off balance. Chandler with the save. Couldn't save it with 24-second violation.
I think coming in, the Lakers probably thought Dirk would be great offensively, but they figured we'll make him defend. Up until this point in this series, Dirk Nowitzki has not had to defend. And I think that will turn the series around when he has to work on both ends of the floor.
Don't you think he's done a decent job on Pau Gasol?
He didn't have to work. What I'm saying is it's not all Dirk Nowitzki. Pau is doing him a favor by not being aggressive.
Ball deflected out of bounds, and we'll take a full timeout as we're under the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Nowitzki 6 of 10 from the field. He's hit a couple of threes, already 16 points. Right now, his Mavericks a 3-point lead here in Game 3. Second quarter in Dallas. Mavericks by 3. Pau Gasol 5 points, 4 rebounds. He has struggled so far by his standards in these series. And we asked him before the game what he has to do differently to get himself going.
Well, I got to be a little more decisive. Got to take advantage of my opportunities. Get a little more aggressive if possible. If I'm able to do that and let everything else go, I think I'll be more effective and more productive.
I'm a big fight fan, guys, and I always watch the pre-fight interviews, and I can tell when a guy is ready to knock somebody out, and I can also tell when a guy isn't all there and something's not right. Pau Gasol with his answers lately as Kobe Bryant knocks down the shot tells me that he's not as confident that he once was.
But he's always kind of a reflective type. He's not, as you said earlier, he's not this physical tough guy. He's never has been. That's not his strength, or a guy that talks tough either.
No, but after Dirk Nowitzki torches you, I don't want you to say I tried my best. No, he cooked me, and I'm looking forward to the challenge and seeing him again. That's not soft. That's basically saying I'm one of the best players in the world. I'm one of the most skilled big men in the world, and I'm going to come ready. Bigger, badder, and strong.
And you see in the playoffs, not just here in the first 2 games, even in New Orleans, he struggled.
Well, I thought New Orleans was so physical and so aggressive, and that's a good play by Gasol. Touch passing it, because look where he caught the ball. He caught the ball in the paint. Good ball movement, good seal, and then good pass by Gasol. But I thought New Orleans was very physical in that first round series.
Bryant with the steal. Lakers back up by 1, under 2 minutes remaining in the second. Bryant gets the double team. Gasol left open. And Nowitzki, quick outlet. Bynum goes for the steal and takes it away. Here he goes. Andrew Bynum on the steal and takes it down the floor to throw it down. 8 straight points by the Lakers.
And I love that. Lakers put Andrew Bynum on Dirk Nowitzki. Can he guard him? I don't know. But what I do know is he's competing and battling.
three and looking for an opening. Bynum right up in on Nowitzki. Still knocks it down. 18 first half points for Nowitzki.
And that's all right. Nothing you can do. Just move on down the floor. Sometimes great players make tough shots.
Final minute. Many of the sellout crowd getting on their feet. Bryant to the basket, banks it in. He hasn't taken a lot of shots, but he's 4 for 4 from the field.
But there's no reason with that big front line out there that you're not squeezing the paint a little bit tighter to make him shoot jump shots. He should not be able to get all the way to the basket.
Nowitzki inside Marion. Rushed it. Chandler tried to tip it. Odom took it away. And the ball last touched.
Trying to force Dirk Nowitzki further out, so he denies, comes up with the steal, and you're talking about a big man going coast to coast and attacking the rim. That's how you compete defensively, and that's how you send a message to your teammates.
They've got the Toyota halftime show coming up. And a Storm, Jalen Rose, Chris Mullin. A record-setting night for another Rose in Atlanta. And a preview of the Heat Celtics Game 3 that's coming up. Toyota halftime show. Shot clock is turned off. Mavericks do have a foul to give here. Bryant pulls back, leans in, whistle, travel. Bryant didn't like the call. No, 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 he says to Derek Stafford. Oh, that's a good call. 4.2 seconds remain. Plenty of time for Dallas to get off a quality shot. We're doing it to Kevin Mutombo. Smart move, Phil Jackson taking Bryant out. He's got 2 fouls. Steve Blake comes in. Mavs have to go 3/4 court here. Terry falls down. Blake picks it up. Blake on the drive to Shannon Brown, and he's fouled. Jason Terry fell down. He felt he was tripped as the pass was being thrown, and that enabled Steve Blake to get it.
Well, he was tripped, but not intentionally. He basically tripped on the foot of Shannon Brown, and just a smart play by Steve Blake, realizing that there was enough time to get to the cup.
Steve Blake, who hit a 3-pointer earlier, a couple of assists. Nice bounce back from him after the rough game 2. As Brown hits the free throw. 9/10 of a second remaining. So some contributions from the Laker bench. Brown misses the second. Nowitzki the rebound. And that will end the first half. Dirk Nowitzki continues his offensive onslaught. 18 points. Kobe Bryant had 2 quick fouls and sat on the bench for much of the first quarter. But he hasn't missed a shot, as he's 4 for 4. What a strong finish for the Lakers. An 11-2 run to end. Andrew Bynum was terrific in that first half, and he's with Heather.
Mike, thanks so much. Andrew, with the media scrutiny you've been under this week after the trust comments, how much pressure have you put yourself under tonight to really bring a bigger game?
I don't have any pressure. I'm just out here playing hard, and that's all we need to do.
Where does this team need to improve to continue to gain an edge in the second half?
The defensive side of the basketball, being aggressive, and not letting this team shoot where they want to shoot.
Andrew, thank you. Mike, back to you.
Well, he was playing hard, no question about it. 14 points and 4 rebounds for Andrew Bynum. After the break, Hannah, Jalen, and Chris Mullin have the Toyota halftime show. Chicago and Derrick Rose, a special night in Atlanta to take the lead in that series, and a preview of a big Game 3 tomorrow from Boston as the Celtics try and get on the board against the Miami Heat. That's coming up next on the Toyota halftime show. 2 quarters complete here in Dallas. Game 3, Lakers a 4-point lead. Andrew Bynum and the Lakers trying to get back in this series, trailing 0-2. Game 3 tonight from Dallas. Bynum And the Lakers with a strong first half as they lead by 4. Our Burger King first half stats. Lakers have been struggling shooting the ball in this series. 53%, even hit a couple of threes early. They started last game 0 for their first 18. As we welcome you back to the American Airlines Center, along with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand. Dallas again trying to go up 3-0, but the Lakers playing with that desperation, and nobody playing better than the guy whose headlines after game 2 was about trust issues, but he backed it up. Andrew Bynum was fabulous in that first half.
And it's just all about hard work and dedication. He's been determined all game long to get it done.
And it's our Coors Light cold hard look.
Talking about making plays on the defensive end. Andrew Bynum underneath the basket. The ball is turned over, outruns every big man on the floor, gets in great position, and then patience underneath, the ability to score on the block, making plays. Once again, you catch it this deep, great depth. Nothing you can do as a defense other than help all out. Then defensively, denying the best player in white, comes up with the steal, and the big man gets rewarded coast to coast. Spectacular first half for Andrew Bynum.
And again, he had an excellent offensive game in game 2. The key, of course, for the Lakers has been defensively. They've had some struggles in that first half, Jeff, but right now they still lead by 4.
Well, they still had real issues in the first quarter with guarding the three-point line and creating open, keeping their pick-and-roll defense tight. Second quarter, as Nowitzki hits a basket to start out, I thought they got their game a lot better focused to protect the basket first.
Nowitzki with 20 points.
And that was good defense, that trip by the Lakers. Dirk Nowitzki is just an outstanding offensive weapon.
Kobe Bryant, speaking of outstanding offensive weapons, he hasn't missed yet, 5 for 5. It's funny, the two of them have talked during All-Star appearances together, and they've been to quite a few and have developed a little bit of a relationship. Nowitzki's shot has this huge arc. Kobe asks Nowitzki about it, whereas Kobe Bryant's shot is kind of a line drive. This kid way off the mark. Bynum tries to save it and does. And Bynum looked like he twisted his leg. I don't know if it was ankle. He comes up a little gingerly up the floor. Odom got the start with the Ron Artest suspension. And starting here in the second half as well. Odom had double figures, 10 points, 3 assists, 3 boards. And Bryant did not get it off in time. Stevenson didn't bite.
Well, Coach, you talked about it earlier. You see where Pau Gasol is catching the basketball. He's catching it too far out.
Yeah, to be a post player, you've got to catch the ball in the paint, preferably, or on the post, not a full step up, because now when you go to work, the help defense is so much easier as far as to get there and also recover back.
Kid fakes a 3, tied up, gets the pass out, and a nice bucket from Sean Marion. Marion, a former All-Star player, was a big-time player with the Phoenix Suns, now has embraced being a role player here in Dallas. Gasol this time gets deep, and an offensive foul call against the Lakers. Bynum, that's 3 on Bynum. Away from the ball, obviously. Lakers by 2, opening minutes here in the third. Game 4 will be Sunday. Nowitzki, that high arcing shot won't go. Odom gets up for the rebound. Odom has played much better tonight, Mark.
Oh, he's giving them quality minutes all night long on both ends of the floor. If I'm Phil Jackson, this is a lineup I like starting the ball game. I would really consider, even with Ron Artest back, playing this lineup to start.
Good hustle from Fisher. After Chandler had the block shot on Bynum, he beat everybody down the floor until Fisher came back. Gasol throws it up. Bynum can't finish. Gasol keeps it alive. And that's not a backcourt violation off the missed shot because they never really gained possession. Crowd wanted a backcourt.
It's amazing how few fans know the rules. Really, something as simple as that.
Gasol the drive and the finish. Pau Gasol his third field goal.
Good aggressive play by Gasol off the pick and roll. Put his head down and made a play to the cup.
And basically every time they put Bryant and Gasol in a pick and roll, something good has happened as far as creating a quality shot.
Marion misses. Nowitzki trying to keep it alive. We were curious to see what kind of game Kobe Bryant would come out with down 0-2, but he got in very quick foul problems as Fisher hits a three, and the Lakers have their largest lead. Timeout Dallas. The Lakers go up by 7. A strong start to the third period for the two-time defending champs.
Kobe Bryant pick and roll. This is an outstanding read. Forced the defense to collapse. Finds Derek Fisher on the perimeter. And once again, aggressive play doesn't mean scoring. Aggressive play means making a play. Kobe Bryant makes the play and Gasol does the rest. Lakers taking over.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by the 2011 Sierra from GMC, the best Sierra ever.
The tradition of the Lakers is really, what this team is about. Over the last 30 years, without the support of these fans and this community, it just wouldn't be possible. There's just something about, being able to give them the idea that you care about them and you're not just too busy to come, help them read a book, to come, paint or refurbish a gym. All of these are things that, I think we enjoy a great deal. It's really a way for us to say thank you to them.
Well, they enjoy winning championships, and right now they are desperate. Kobe Bryant said desperate's a strong word, but they're playing with desperation tonight, down 0-2. Trying to do the little things to get their first win of this series. And a couple of guys that have won 5 rings together, getting together on that play. Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher, night after night, the two of them, two of the most durable players in the NBA. And Jeff, you always talk about as a coach, knowing that these guys will be out on the floor for you every night is something special for a coach.
And that they won't be out-competed. So they show up every night, and they won't be out-competed. That makes you feel good when you've got people of the right competitive spirit.
Nowitzki being guarded by Bryant on the switch. Bryant has 2 fouls. Kidd has to hoist up a 3. Won't go. And Bryant the rebound. Nice pass ahead to Fisher. Fisher trying to draw the foul. And it's going to be Mavericks ball.
I like the defense that the Lakers are playing right now against Jason Kidd. They're not overreacting, forcing him to shoot the basketball and staying connected to Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, that's why to me, you've got to it's got to be the Jason Terry pick and roll. Like right there. That gets you more open shots as Jason Kidd was wide open for the spot up 3.
Well, Kidd, his second 3-pointer. He's been shooting much better in the playoffs than he did during the regular season. Regular season, 36% from the field. In the playoffs, 46%. Gasol trying to get himself going. Almost lost it. Now puts it up. The high arcing shot. That won't go. Marion has 6 rebounds to lead the Mavs in that department. Nowitzki on the drive. Kicks it out. Kidd another 3. Sean Marion gets him a new 24. Nowitzki for 3. Oh, Dirk Nowitzki from downtown. And it's back to a 1-point game. This guy is incredible.
He's on one of my top 5 shooters of all time.
Bynum and Chandler banging. And a foul's going to be against Chandler. That's 3 on Chandler.
A good job by Marion keeping the ball alive. And that's a good contest by Gasol. The hardest 3-point shot to defend is the one that comes off the offensive rebound.
Bynum Chandler trying to draw the charge. Looked like a good no call there, and Bynum continues his fine offensive game.
And Chandler said in the last possession when he got called for the foul, I'm going to fall down next time. And he did, and thankfully, he wasn't rewarded with the flop. But he's got to get around. He's allowing too much depth on those post catches by Bynum.
Good pass inside to Chandler. And he's fouled by Odom.
You cannot play behind a post player when he's in the paint. You got to get around. Tried the flop, and it was a flop. It didn't get called.
Tyson Chandler now in his 10th year in the league. He's still only 28. Remember, he came out of high school like Eddie Curry, and they were drafted by the Bulls. Initially Chandler by the Clippers and then traded to the Bulls, the two young players. He learned a lot in Chicago, then became an all-star player in New Orleans. Then had the last couple of years, couple of injuries. He had that toe injury. Was traded at one point to Oklahoma City, but the trade rescinded because his toe and his foot weren't right. And then he finally came, his 4th NBA team in his career, Dallas. They acquired him from Charlotte. And what a difference he's made. Dirk Nowitzki calls him the most positive guy he has ever been around. And you guys both know having a guy like that in the locker room and in practice every day makes a big difference.
Well, he's been a difference maker for Rick Carlisle, Mark Cuban, and this Dallas Mavericks team. Been a leader from day one. I watched him over the course of the summer work extremely hard, and he's had an outstanding year.
Bryant trying to draw the foul, ball deflected. Marion comes away. Marion out to Terry. Terry for 3. They're now 7 of 18 from downtown.
Mark used to call me the most positive guy in the locker room, too.
Odom goes right at Sean Marion. Strong game, 12 points. The Lakers by 3.
I don't understand how Lamar Odom is not a guy that plays 35 to 40 minutes every single night. The things he's able to do on the floor, they'll put you in position to win night in and night out.
Nowitzki's pass deflected. Fisher comes up with it.
Since it hit the rim, does that get counted as a shot?
I don't think so. Just a bad pass and a turnover. Gasol stripped, and Terry down the other end. A costly turnover for the Lakers.
And did you see the look that Phil Jackson gave Pau Gasol?
That was one of disdain, of utter disdain.
Bynum back to Gasol. Nowitzki right up on him. Gasol makes his move. Fisher on the drive, stripped by Marion. Gasol has to put it up. Ball tipped. Bynum, the length of the Lakers. Bynum powers in, block. A whistle. A travel called on Bynum. Bryant deflects it. You saw Phil Jackson was calm. This is as demonstrative as I've seen Bynum on the floor. And as you said earlier, Mark, you're a Laker fan. You love it. Nowitzki trying to draw the foul. Kidd will try another 3. And Bynum with his 8th rebound to go along with 16 points. Bryant posting up Kidd. Two future Hall of Famers. Bryant turn around. That won't go. Odom pushed off. And that's 2 fouls on Odom. Let's go back to the traveling violation on Bynum.
That's a tough call, especially with all the contact.
Chandler gets hit. Who are they going to call a foul on? If it's on Bynum, it's his 4th with 3:13 remaining here in the 3rd. And as Chandler will go to the free throw line. They call it on Odom, so that's 3 on Odom. You see Chandler's numbers. Chandler's numbers really not indicative of the impact that he's had. We made this comparison earlier. It's not, as we're going to have a timeout, it's not the same as Kevin Garnett in Boston as Phil Jackson goes right to greet Pau Gasol. Phil Jackson unhappy with his all-star forward. Game track as Lakers right now with a 1-point lead, trying to get in that win column and avoid going down 0-3 in this best-of-7 series. So Phil Jackson, Jeff, you said it earlier, you've watched him coach, you've coached against him for many years. This is as hot as you've seen him in a while on a couple of instances. This was in the first half, getting on Bynum and Gasol, and this was just as they went to the timeout. The last one called here in the third.
Yeah, the last guy I saw him go at like this was the old Bulls team when he would go after Horace Grant on some occasions. But he's obviously trying to get Gasol out of his funk and into the game. And what he's trying probably to remind him of is just how good he is. There's no reason he should be taking a back seat to any front court player in this series.
And he's proven that ever since he's been in Los Angeles, but right now he just can't get on track.
We think about his level of success. 3 straight finals. Before that, he was the best player on some 50-win teams in Memphis. This guy is a great, great basketball player who's not playing great right now.
And I've never seen Phil Jackson yell at one of his great players like that. Horace Grant was a solid player and certainly did a lot for that Bulls team. But Pau Gasol is on a different level, and I think the sense of urgency is what Phil Jackson is trying to preach to him.
Tough shot from Kobe Bryant. He thought he got hit. Mavs have come back from 7 down to tie it here with under 3 to play here in the third. And let's remember, so far in this series, the Mavs have been the team that has played better in the fourth quarter. Kidd for 3. Kobe Bryant has only taken 8 shots. He's 5 of 8 from the field, 11 points. Marion's on him. Fisher finds Bynum. Bynum drives in and finishes.
That is an outstanding play by Andrew Bynum. Instead of taking off from far out, had a little hop step and one dribble and the ability to explode.
Chandler blocked. But a foul called, and Chandler's going to go back to the free throw line.
Good old-fashioned pick-and-roll basketball, but he rolls and catches it. One hop takes it to the body, eliminates Tyson Chandler. His ability to block the shot, and then he explodes. That's a fundamentally sound basketball play by Andrew Bynum.
And that could be on my top 10 fundamental on SportsCenter. I'm still pushing for that in every sport.
What would you call it? The notorious JVG?
No, just the top 10 fundamental, where the kids can learn. And it starts back with Fisher's bounce pass. Comes off, 2 dribbles off the pick and roll. Nice little pocket bounce pass. Good use of the left hand. Jump stop. A lot of good things there.
You need to get a sponsor. You get a sponsor, they'll do it. Someplace that sells tools.
I can't do everything. What do you want me to do? Come up with the idea and then earn the money for it too?
Chandler knocks down the second. Tied again with 2:08 remaining in the third. Lakers trying to bounce back from 2 home losses. First time they've opened up a series with 2 home losses in 34 years. Gasol flips it up and in. He was off balance and got it to go. Lakers hoping any kind of positive play will get Gasol going.
If they run pick and roll with Kobe Bryant, they are going to get a quality shot. If they run it 10 times tonight, they've gotten quality shots 9 out of that 10 times.
Terry, high arcing shot. Rebound, Odom.
That's a good job by Pau Gasol contesting that jumper also. Good job of coming out.
Bryant has 6 assists. Fisher has 5. Odom to the basket and the finish. And the Lakers back up by 4. Odom's got 14. Lakers as a team, 51% shooting. Coming up on a minute remaining in the third. Marion traveled. That's 11 turnovers for Dallas.
Talk about the versatility of Lamar Odom, the ability to make plays. You're talking about a 7-footer basically putting the ball on the floor. If you're Sean Marion, you got to send him to his right hand. You allow him to get to his strong hand and make a play at the cup.
Odom looking. Kid comes up, ties him up. One of the craftiest players to ever play the game with a heads-up play. What did Rick Carlisle say, Mark, earlier today? His resourcefulness is as good as it gets.
The guy is a genius as far as basketball is concerned on both ends of the floor. Great player, no question about it, but has a tremendous IQ when you're talking about playing the game of basketball and what it takes to win.
Odom clearly with the height advantage here. Kid's not going to give up. He lets it go. Bryant seals. Shot clock at 7. Stojakovic deflects it out of bounds.
And I think if you're Derek Fisher in that situation, you got to be ready to catch and shoot the basketball. If they're going to double team off of you, and you're a big time shot maker, shoot it with confidence.
5 to shoot for the Lakers. Bryant catch. One dribble, pull up, puts it in. Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers a 6-point lead.
How about after the shot, Kobe Bryant looks at Mark Cuban and they smile at each other.
Mark Cuban, who's been very quiet as his team has built a 2-0 lead in this series. Terry draws the foul, in and out. Fisher doesn't like the call, but Terry goes to the line with 27 seconds left in the third.
You can't play better D than this, but this is a play that they love to run. Sideline out of bounds, under 5 seconds. Bryant gets to his spot and then says to Mark Cuban, "You know my work."
An interesting game for Bryant. He's really looked to get his teammates involved. And 6 of 9 shooting, 13 points, 6 assists. Also has a couple of steals as Terry hits the free throw. Mark Cuban was smiling and cheering a lot at the Staples Center in the first 2 games, but when they asked him for post-game quotes, did not want to say anything to put on anybody's bulletin board. It's got to be hard for him to remain silent.
Well, he's been around long enough to understand I don't want to say anything that will motivate this Laker team. They're still a dangerous, dangerous team.
You know, we tease a lot about him, but what he's done here since he's taken over, he has made this a great franchise. He cares so much, has so much passion. Sometimes he gets a little too passionate, but they love him here in Dallas, and the players love playing here.
Well, he took a downtrodden franchise, built it up both business-wise and also basketball-wise. They won over 50 games 11 straight years.
And 11 straight playoff appearances.
The Mavericks right now with a foul to give. And you're Deshaun Stevenson, you want to make sure you take it at the right time.
There's the foul with 9.5 remaining.
A smart play by Kobe Bryant, realizing that they had a foul to give, so he goes early, which allows them to still have plenty of time to get a quality look.
Barnes will inbound. Bryant looks up, Stevenson right on him. Bryant pulls back, fires, in and out, tipped by Brown. Beautiful play from Shannon Brown. Nowitzki, Brewer, that'll count if it goes. And off the mark. And that ends the third quarter. The Laker defense much improved. After Dallas scored 29 in the first quarter, they've only scored 37 in the next 2. The Mavericks trying to take a commanding 3-0 lead. But the Lakers, the 2-time defending champs, playing with desperation. They've got a 6-point lead as we head to the fourth.
A 6-point lead joined by Rick Carlisle. And Coach, at half, we talked about the importance of winning the battle inside. How do you get more of a presence in the paint in this fourth quarter?
You know, we gotta get good shots at the basket, which will put us in a position to get back, meet them early. They're tough points in the paint team, but we got to meet the challenge.
Dirk Nowitzki has had tremendous success late in games. How do you put him in a position to be a difference maker here in the final 12 minutes?
Well, stops always help. I mean, that's going to give us the best momentum into our offense, but he'll touch the ball a lot.
Rick, thank you.
All right, Heather, they got to stop there to begin this one. And again, the Mavericks in game one, they outscored the Lakers in the fourth 25-16. Outscored them 25-19 in the fourth of game two. An offensive foul call there as Haywood with an illegal screen. And again, what was impressive about game two for Rick Carlisle's team, Nowitzki only had 3 points in the fourth quarter of game two. It was J.J. Barea who was the real hero in that game.
But it was because Dirk Nowitzki was setting the screens, and there was not confusion, but they were more concerned with Nowitzki than they were with the ball. So even though he only scored 3 points, he had a huge impact on how they played so efficiently in that fourth quarter.
It's just his presence on the floor. He's doubled there. Stojakovic extra pass. Barea is in the game now. Back out Stojakovic, puts it up, puts it in. Stojakovic missed a bunch of three-pointers, wide open ones. In the first half, he was 0 for 3, and he brings Dallas within 3.
I thought in game one, Phil Jackson not playing Kobe Bryant for a long stretch in that fourth quarter hurt them. Interestingly enough, he goes right back to the same theory and starting the fourth quarter without Bryant on the floor.
Haywood with a nice block, but he used his right hand with a little bit of a push.
This is good ball movement. Unselfish play, dribble penetration, forcing the defense to help, and Peja Stojakovic, a knockdown shooter, continue to shoot with confidence. Beautiful thing.
Stojakovic, so many big playoff games early in his career with Sacramento. He was an All-NBA second-teamer 1 year with the Kings, averaged over 24 a game. But had back surgery a few years ago and has never really been the same player, but has had some good moments since coming to Dallas. Gives him somebody to spread the floor.
Great pickup by Donnie Nelson. Being on top of that situation gave them added depth, particularly with Caron Butler out for the rest of the year.
By the way, those free throws by the Lakers, their first free throw attempts of the second half. Stojakovic, nice little fake, 2-pointer. 5 quick points for Peja Stojakovic.
Oh, but again, you talked about J.J. Barea at the end of the second game two. He was a scorer. Your job as a point guard is to allow the defense to tell you what to do. Right now, they're telling him to pass the basketball, and he's making plays.
Bynum continues to make plays. Another offensive rebound, put back, and a chance for a three-point play.
And Jason Terry's got to get a body on Shannon Brown. That's the second time he's crashed from the corner, keeping the ball alive. If you're Jason Terry right there, you're just standing and watching. Bynum, size is overwhelming when both big guys commit to Lamar Odom.
But good pickup, Jeff, on Brown, because he's the one that gave Bynum an opportunity.
And speaking of Shannon Brown, Kobe Bryant just got off the bench and told Shannon Brown, go underneath the pick and roll with J.J. Barea, as opposed to running over the top of it and trailing him. Wants him to go underneath it so he can try to contain his dribble penetration.
Lakers by 6. We played 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Barea sets for 3. At Barnes the rebound. Odom, Bynum, Blake, Barnes, and Brown on the floor for Phil Jackson's Lakers. Brown has been active tonight. Makes his drive to the basket. Back shot is good. Double figures for Shannon Brown. And an 8-point lead, largest of the game by either team, as Dallas calls timeout.
You know the old question, what can Brown do for you? He can make plays on the offensive end when it matters most. Shannon Brown says to Jason Terry, it's time to dance. One-on-one gets to the cup. 10 big points off of that Laker bench. Just what the doctor ordered. And talk about his teammates, his star players. Kobe Bryant says that's how you get it done, baby. Have I told you I love you lately?
All right, Hannah, 2.5 gone by in the fourth. Lakers now by 8. Let's take a look at the quest for the ring, brought to you by the new release Green Lantern. The other 2 series will resume tomorrow. Miami in Boston and Oklahoma City in Memphis. And right now here in Dallas, the Lakers trying to get their first win of the series after dropping 2 at home. It's been a close game throughout. Neither team is led by double figures. This is the largest by either club, as Nowitzki's fouled by Blake. First team foul on the Lakers. 23 for Dirk Nowitzki with 6 rebounds. Bynum leads the Lakers with 21. Offensive foul called on Nowitzki. First on Nowitzki. And a delay of game warning called against the Mavericks. Steve Blake has done some nice things tonight. Had that difficult game in game 2. Trying to get some positives going.
Well, give credit to this Laker bench. Phil Jackson showed an awful lot of trust in them by starting them with Andrew Bynum this fourth quarter, and they have come up big on both ends.
Barnes. Odom has come up big tonight. Barnes fires away, way short. Jason Terry. Terry had it going early. Nowitzki. Plenty of contact there. Nowitzki really thought he was fouled. Hayward the rebound. Stojakovic. Three-pointer won't go, and Blake the rebound. Dallas so far in the playoffs, undefeated at home, 3-0. Blake, not that time. Stojakovic the rebound. Dallas won their 3 games against Portland in the first round. Here at the American Airlines Center. Barea jump shot. Won't go. Odom's had an excellent all-around game.
I think if you're the Mavericks, there comes a point where you got to get everybody out of the way and get Dirk Nowitzki the basketball. And they're doing a better job defending the pick and roll and staying attached to him. Put him in position where he can play one-on-one or make a play.
Odom, that won't go. Nowitzki fouled by Brown. And it's the second team foul against the Lakers with 7:42 remaining.
But Shannon Brown is continuing his assault on the offensive board. And unless they're going to block him out, he's going to continue to wreak havoc. Right there, he was in position to get another second shot.
A little over-aggressiveness from Bynum. So that's now 4 on Bynum, who has tied his playoff career high with 21 points. He looks over the bench. He does not want to come out. He's yelling, "Oh, please don't take me out." Gasol's going to come in. You know, we've said it a number of times tonight. Bynum has been so demonstrative, very emotional for him tonight. He's played so well. He didn't like that call.
No, but I like it because Phil Jackson sends Pau Gasol in the ball game, but he sends him in for Andrew Bynum.
And Lamar Odom comes out. Odom didn't want to come out. Can't blame any guy for not wanting to come out of this game.
What if a guy won't leave the court?
You never had that happen in your coaching career on any level?
No, but I'm just wondering what would happen.
Nowitzki, hand in his face, knocks it down. Let's go, he says after he hits the shot, makes it a 6-point game.
You get him the basketball and you force him to play one-on-one, or he's able to see the double team as opposed to catching it out of a pick and roll. Good adjustment by Rick Collins.
Blake pulls up. Steve Blake with the bucket, his second field goal, and Lakers back up by 8.
And let's be honest, Dallas's pick and roll defense has not been as good as it needs to be here tonight either.
Barea to the basket. Off a deflection. J.J. Barea with another big fourth quarter play. Timeout, L.A.
Great play by Nowitzki to just tip it back to Barea. Barea, nice drive and finish. And then this is excellent defense by Pau Gasol, but the high arcing Lynn Shackelford type jumper by Dirk.
Championship, his team up 2-0 in this best-of-7 series against the 2-time defending champs. He's doing everything he can to get that 3rd win of the series.
Right, he knows how fleeting these chances are. Missed a block out, he is unhappy, and then this is just tremendous offense. Elbows Gasol back to create space and knocks it in, and then the nice little tip pass to Barea for the long layup.
Nowitzki's now 32 years old. This is his 13th year in the league. His first year in the league, he didn't know if he belonged. It wasn't an easy rookie season for him, but he's made the All-Star team now 10 years, been an All-NBA performer. But you ask him what he wants, and he just wants a chance to get back to the NBA Finals for the second time. 81-75. Tough shot. And Nowitzki the rebound.
I'm surprised after all the problems that J.J. Barea created for this Lakers defense. He's sitting on the sideline, and Jason Kidd back in the ballgame.
Shot clock at 7. Bynum on him. Kidd to Stojakovic. That quick release. A three. Peja Stojakovic. Second big three-pointer. He's got 8 points in the fourth, and it's a three-point game as we're midway through the period. Kobe Bryant wants the ball against Kidd. 6 to shoot. Bryant drives, rises. It's good. Kobe Bryant. And it's back to 5. He's only taken 11 shots, 7 of 11 from the field. He has 6 assists.
And he said earlier today, noise doesn't bother me. I've never seen noise block my shot.
We're watching some great offensive plays versus tough defense.
And a foul away from the ball. Not in the penalty yet as Gasol picks up his third. 14 fouls against the Lakers.
I mean, we saw Powell against Dirk with good defense, and here Kidd plays good defense. Contest the shot, just better offense. The size, the length, the athletic ability allows Bryant to get a clear look at the rim.
So the starting 5 back in for the Lakers again. Odom starting tonight. Ron Artest suspended the 1 game. Nowitzki double team. Gets it out to Kidd. Open 3. Won't go. Bynum high for the rebound.
And Kidd's had some great looks tonight. Wide open three-point shots. Just not been able to knock him down.
How about Bynum? 21 points now, 10 rebounds as well. Fisher to Gasol. Gasol makes his move. Turns, fires. It's good. Pau Gasol, a big bucket. And the Laker lead up to 7 as we approach the 5-minute mark. Nowitzki, a 3. Both teams hitting big shot after big shot.
Great defense, great offense and horrible defense by the Lakers. How could you allow Dirk Nowitzki to get a wide open look?
And a foul called. Stojakovic. 2 fouls on Stojakovic, 2 team fouls on Dallas.
Dirk saying, you're going to leave me on a pick and roll? Can't wait. Easy offense. Nobody within sight knocks down the wide open jet.
He's 4 of 5 from three-point range, now 28 points. Bryant pulls up. Puts it in. Kobe Bryant. And it's back to 6 with 4.5 remaining. He's 8 of 12 from the field. A very efficient game for Bryant. Nowitzki, offensive foul. Gasol steps in and draws the charge. Gasol making a couple of big plays here in the fourth quarter.
Well, we talked about him. We went at him, and rightfully so. But give him credit. Makes a big shot on one end and then gets back in position. Sacrifices his body, takes the hit, clearly an offensive foul. Pau Gasol showing up late, but he's showing up.
You see the Lakers have not turned it over here in the fourth quarter, only 9 for the game. Gasol calling for the ball against Nowitzki. Now puts up the high arcing shot. And excellent boxing out by Chandler. Nowitzki across the lane. Stojakovic. Bang! 3-point game.
The Lakers are getting caught staring at the ball on Nowitzki's semi-penetration to the basket. Odom's got to do a better job of closing to Stojakovic.
11 fourth-quarter points for Stojakovic, who missed wide-open threes in the first half. Bryant inside. Gasol turned his back. And then Bryant with the foul. Lakers in the penalty, so Kidd will shoot free throws.
And that's a poor foul by Kobe Bryant in the penalty. Here, Gasol does a good job of making Nowitzki go across the lane. Excellent pass off the dribble. And a big, big-time stroke by Stojakovic.
We talk so much about Kidd from the three-point range. Stojakovic, one of the all-time three-point shooters as well. Now Kidd to the line for the first time tonight. 3:23 remaining. Both teams still with plenty of timeouts left. Lakers in the penalty. Mavericks have a foul to give. 2 clutch free throws for Jason Kidd. A 1-point game with 3:20 to play. Can Dallas take that 3-0 lead? Or will the Lakers be right back in the series? To shoot. Bryant. Tough fall-away shot. Terry the rebound. Odom was wide open. Bryant took a difficult shot.
You're right, Mike. That's a bad shot by Kobe Bryant. You got to trust your teammates and make the right play.
Nowitzki, single coverage now on Gasol. Makes the drive. Blocked, but a foul. And Nowitzki will go to the line with a chance to give the Mavericks the lead. Game 3 from Memphis. The Grizzlies and the Oklahoma City Thunder tied at 1 apiece. And then on ABC tomorrow night from Boston, Celtics down 0-2 against the Miami Heat. As the riveting NBA playoffs continue. And what a game tonight. The 2-time defending champs trying to not fall down 0-3, but three-point shooting is hurting them, Mark.
Oh, that's the way you cut a lead. Knock down the long ball. Good ball movement finding Page, and this is just inexcusable. You can't leave Dirk wide open. And then trust your teammate. Makes the play, finds Page all by himself. Playing cool. 3-ball corner pocket. The long ball allows the Mavs to get back into the game.
Dallas in the fourth quarter, 4 for 7 from downtown, including 3 big triples from Stojakovic. And now Nowitzki with 2 free throws. Rick Carlisle said before the game, we didn't feel comfortable after winning 2. We don't feel good about it. We can't exhale. They certainly haven't. They have battled all night long. Mavs take the lead. 2:40 remaining. Fisher. The leader. Derek Fisher banks it in. Big bucket from Fisher. Gasol stays on Nowitzki. Kidd trying to get him on the pick and roll. Gasol right up on him. 5 to shoot. Nowitzki out to Kidd. Pass to Terry. Left corner 3. Pucks it in.
And you know, part of the problem, Derek Fisher does his job by rotating the kid, but nobody helps that, leaving Jason Terry all by himself.
The extra pass from Kidd for his 9th assist. Mavs by 2. Odom against Stojakovic. Difficult shot, and he knocks it down. So many big shots here in the fourth quarter.
That's good recognition by LA to go to where the mismatch is. Odom's got a distinct advantage over Stojakovic in the post.
Nowitzki drives on Gasol, stops, left-handed, flips it up and in. What a shot from Nowitzki. 32 points for the 7-footer. Odom feels he can take Stojakovic off the dribble. Good defense that time. Tough shot. Rebound Stojakovic. A minute remaining. Peja Stojakovic with a big defensive play there. Nowitzki nearly stripped. Stojakovic, a two-pointer. Too strong. Rebound deflected. Terry tries to save it, and he does. And a new 24. They certainly don't have to foul yet. There's about a 14-second difference.
But if I'm Dirk Nowitzki, I say give me the ball and get out of my way.
Here comes the double team. And Terry is fouled. Fouled with 17.4 remaining. He'll shoot free throws with the Mavericks up 2. This crowd has gone berserk here at the American Airlines Center. Third foul on Fisher.
The Mavs win this ball game. Give an awful lot of credit to Peja Stojakovic. Struggled badly in that first half. Found himself, began to knock down shots, and battled on the defensive end. Quality minutes from Peja.
So at 18 now, they reset at 18.7 seconds remaining. Jason Terry, an 84% career free throw shooter. He's been through all the ups and downs in the postseason for the Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki. Fisher pleading his case to Eddie Malloy as Terry with a chance to make it a 2-possession game. Clutch free throws from Jason Terry. We'll be right back here in Dallas on Sunday. We'll have it for you on ABC. Will the Mavericks have that commanding 3-0 lead in this best-of-7 series, or can the two-time defending champs somehow come back with 18.7 down here in Game 3, trailing by 4? All right, guys, plenty of timeouts remaining. What's the strategy right now for the Lakers?
Well, if you're the Lakers, one thing you don't want to do is just jack up a bad 3. It's a lot of time left in this ball game. Out of a timeout, you can get a quality look and still have plenty of time. And I say, as you know, Coach, don't foul right away. Try to steal the basket.
Yeah, you got to put pressure on the basket, and then if the three-point shot opens up, you take it.
Dallas has a foul to give.
And they ran the same alignment the last shot of Game 1. Bryant's going to be coming off the Gasol Bynum double.
Dangerous pass and a turnover. Odom couldn't hold on, and it's Dallas ball.
And if you're Rick Carlisle, you might want to get Stojakovic back in the game if you can't get it to your best free throw shooters, but they did.
And they had to foul Terry. Oh, and a costly turnover. Only the second turnover of the fourth quarter, but huge. And now Terry with a chance to make it a 6-point game.
And just the subtle things. Jason Terry, understanding the scouting report, jumps into the passing lane of Bryant, forcing Fisher to try to throw it to Odom.
The man nicknamed Jet, one of the best 6 men in the NBA, 22 points off the bench. And you see he's increased his number at the line here in these playoffs. 6-point game. Timeout, Lakers. Where you fall down 0-3, no team in the history of the NBA has ever come back and won a series after trailing 3-0. They had their opportunities. They led by 8, the Lakers did, with just over 6 minutes remaining. Led by 7 with under 5. But down the stretch, key plays. And this one here with Derek Fisher fouling Jason Terry. There's no question it was a foul. That put Terry on the line. Terry knocked down the 2 free throws. And then that last turnover where Odom couldn't grab it. And more free throws from Jason Terry. It's right now a 6-point game. Lakers have to go for the 3 right away.
You have to try to get a 3-point shot because Dallas is such a good free throw shooting team. If you're Nowitzki, you got to be ready to trap Bryant.
Bryant catches, stripped by Kidd, knocked out of bounds, and it's still Laker ball. The crafty defender does it again. One of the all-time steals leader. Bryant gets a good look for 3. Won't go. Gasol the rebound. Shot won't go again. Count. The basket won't count, but he's fouled. And Gasol will shoot 2 with 9 seconds remaining. Now you start wondering, does he hit one and try and miss one? Because they're only down to 1 timeout left. Gasol just 1 for 1 from the free throw line here tonight. 74% for his career.
See, and those decisions aren't made on the fly. You already have to have that in your mind. And I agree with you, Mike. To give yourself a legit chance, I believe you have to. I believe, although they took their rebounding out, I believe you have to try to have missed it.
And obviously that's not the strategy by Phil Jackson, putting smaller guys in on an attempt to try to deny the basketball and come up with a steal.
Gasol misses, and Jason Kidd with the rebound, then fouled by Gasol.
And you know what? Jason Kidd talked to Jason Terry right before that free throw. He said, you stay at home with Fisher. I'm going to block out the shooter in case they miss it and tap it back. This is the craftiness that Rick Carlisle was alluding to in the pregame. The thought process there is absolutely on point, but very few players have that foresight.
8.5 seconds remaining. Kidd could make it a 7-point lead and seal this game. Just a stunning turnaround here in the 4th quarter. Again, Lakers up by 8 midway through the period. They had some momentum. They played so well, a chance to get their first win of the series. Now they're close to being 1 loss away from elimination. Gasol the rebound. Bryant fires up the 3. Terry gets it, and the Dallas Mavericks stun the Lakers and take a 3-0 lead. Another comeback from the Mavericks, and the 2-time defending champs are 1 loss away from being eliminated in the 2nd round, 1 loss away from being swept, as the Dallas Mavericks win their 5th straight in these 2011